Good morning. How are you today? Take this off. Okay. Sorry about that. Good morning. Welcome to the Table Talk. Today is episode 6 of the Table Talk. I'm Bob Colbert, your host, and I got a great show today. We're going to talk about Dolly Parton, the iconic Dolly Parton. Today, we're celebrating Thanksgiving, and I hope all of you have had a wonderful Thanksgiving this weekend. I certainly have. I got a new hat. How that happened was we decided not to cook. We're empty nesters, so we decided not to cook, but go down to Victorville, California, and that's to the Cracker Barrel there to eat Thanksgiving and celebrate with all the folks there. And so that's exactly what we did. Had a great meal. It was a beautiful day. Nice little travel time. So we're going to talk about the Dolly Parton. So right there, here she was accepting the Leisberg Applause Award back in 2010. So yeah, so let me turn this off. I'll leave that on. I'll leave that on. Sorry. So let's talk a little bit about Dolly Parton. Her name is Dolly Rebecca Parton. She was born in January 19th, 1946. She's an American singer, songwriter, and actress, mainly known in country music. She's known for decades-long career in country music genre. After achieving this success as a songwriter for others, Parton made her album debut in 1967 with Hello, I'm Dolly, which led to success during the remainder of the 1960s, both as a solo artist and with a series of duet albums with Porter Wagoner. Before her sales and charts peaked, came during the 1970s and continued into the 1980s. Parton's albums in the 1990s didn't sell quite as well, but she achieved commercial success again in the new millennium and has released albums on various independent labels since the year 2000, including her own label, Dolly Records. With a career spanning over 50 years, Dolly Parton has been described as a country music legend. She's iconic and sold more than 100 million records worldwide, making her one of the best selling female artists of all time. Parton's music includes Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA certified gold, platinum, multi platinum awards. She has had 25 singles, reached the number one on the Billboard country music charts. That's a record for a female artist, tied with Reba McEntire, another iconic legend. She has 44 career top 10 country albums, a record for any artist, and she has 110 career charted singles over the past 40 years. She's composed over 3,000 songs, including I Will Always Love You, a two-time U.S. country chart topper, an international pop hit for Whitney Houston, Jolene, Coat, Many Arms, and 9 to 5. As an actress, she starred. Let me open this up a little bit for watch I can read a little better. As As an actress, she starred in films including 9 to 5 in 1980 and The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas in 1982, for which she earned a Golden Globe nominations for Best Actress, and Rhinestone 1984, Still Magnolias 1989, and Straight Talk 1992, and Joyful Noise in 2012. She's received 11 Grammy Awards out of 50 nominations, including the Lifetime Achievement Award, 10 Country Music Association or CMA Awards, including Entertainer of the Year, and is one of only 7 female artists to win the CMA's Entertainer of the Year award. 5 Academy of Country Music Awards, also including Entertainer of the Year, 4 People's Choice Awards, and 3 American Music Awards. She's also in a very select group to have received at least 1 nomination from the Academy Awards, the Grammy Awards, the Tony Awards, and the Emmy Awards. In 1999, Dolly Parton was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. 2005, she received the National Medal of Arts, and in 2022, she was nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, a nomination she had initially declined, but ultimately accepted and was subsequently inducted. And by the way, because she got nominated and accepted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, she had not produced a rock and roll song, so she felt inclined to do so. So she has been working earnestly to create a rock and roll song. So outside of her work in the music industry, she also co-owns Dollywood Company, which manages a number of entertainment venues, including the Dollywood Theme Park, the Splash Country Water Park, and a number of dinner theater venues such as the Dolly Parton Stampede and Pirates Voyage. She's founded a number of charitable and philanthropic organizations. Chief among those is the Dollywood Foundation, which she manages a number of projects to bring education and poverty relief to East Tennessee, where she grew up. In her early life and career, Dolly Parton again was born January 19, 1946 in a one-room cabin on the banks of the Little Pigeon River in Pittman Center, Tennessee. She's the 4th of 12 children born to Avie Lee Caroline, 1923 to 2003, and Robert Lee Parton Sr., 1921 to 2000. Parton's middle name comes from her maternal great-great-grandmother, Rebecca Dunn-Whitted. Parton's father, known as Lee, worked in the mountains of East Tennessee, first as a sharecropper, later tending his own small tobacco farm and acreage. He also worked construction jobs to supplement the farm's small income. Despite her father's illiteracy, Parton has often commented that he was one of the smartest people she ever known in regards to business and making a profit. Parton's mother, Avie Lee, cared for their large family. Her 11 pregnancies, the 10th being twins, in 20 years made her a mother of 12 by the age of 35. Parton credits her musical abilities to her mother. Often in poor health, she still managed to keep house and entertainment her children with Smoky Mountain folklore and ancient ballads. Having Welsh ancestors, Avie Lee knew many old ballads that immigrants from the British Isles brought to southern Appalachia in the 18th and 19th century. Avie Lee's father, Jake Owens, was a Pentecostal preacher, and Parton and her siblings all attended church regularly. Parton has long credited her father for her business savvy and her mother's family for her musical abilities. When Parton was a young girl, her family moved from Pittman Center area to a farm up nearby Locust Ridge. Most of her cherished memories of youth happened there. Today, a replica of the Locust Ridge cabin resides at Parton's namesake theme park, Dollywood. The farm acreage and the surrounding woodland inspired her to write the song My Tennessee Mountain Home in the 1970s. Years after the farm was sold, Parton bought it back in late 1980s. Her brother Bobby helped with building restoration and new construction. Parton's described her family as being dirt poor. Parton's father paid missionary Dr. Robert F. Thomas with a sack of cornmeal for delivering her. Parton would write a song about Dr. Thomas when she was grown. She also outlined her family's poverty in her early songs, Coat of Many Colors, and In the Good Old Days when times were bad. For 6 or 7 years, Parton and her family lived in the rustic one-bedroom cabin, 12 kids, on their small subsistence farm on Locust Ridge. This was a predominantly Pentecostal area located north of the Greenbrier Valley of Great Smoky Mountains. Music played a very important role in her early life. She was brought up in the Church of God, Cleveland, Tennessee, in a congregation her grandfather, Jake Robert Owens, pastored. Her earliest public performances were in the church, beginning at the age of 6. At 7, she started playing a homemade guitar. When she was 8, her uncle bought her first real guitar. Parton began performing as a child, singing on the local radio and television programs in the East Tennessee area. By the age of 10, she was appearing on the Cass Walker Show on both WIVK Radio and WBIR TV in Knoxville, Tennessee. At the age of 13, she was recording the single Puppy Love on a small Louisiana label called Gold Band Records, and appeared at the Grand Ole Opry, where she first met Johnny Cash, the iconic Johnny Cash, who encouraged her to follow her own instincts regarding her career. After graduating from the Sevier County High School in 1964, Parton moved to Nashville the next day. Her initial success came as a songwriter, having signed with Combined Publishing shortly after her arrival. With a frequent songwriting partner, her uncle Bill Owens, she wrote several charting singles during this time, including 2 top 10 hits for Bill Phillips, Put It Off to Tomorrow, and The Company You Keep, 1966, and Skeeter Davis's number 11 hit, Fuel to the Flame, in 1967. Her songs were recorded by many other artists during this period, including Kitty Wells and Hank Williams Jr. She signed with Monument Records in 1965 at the age of 19. She initially was pitched as a bubblegum pop singer. She released a string of singles, but the only one that charted, Happy Happy Birthday Baby, did not crack the Billboard Hot 100. Although she expressed a desire to record country material, Monument resisted, thinking her unique high soprano voice was not suited to the genre. After her composition, Put It Off Until Tomorrow, as recorded by Bill Phillips, with Parton uncredited on harmony, went to number 6 on the country chart in 1966. The label relented and allowed her to record country. Her first country single, Dumb Blonde, composed by Curly Putman, one of the few songs during this era that she recorded but did not write, reached number 24 on the country chart in 1967, followed by Something Fishy, which went to number 17. The 2 songs appeared on her first full-length album, Hello, I'm Dolly. Her musical career spans from 1967 to 1975 country music success, and of course, all the way till today. In 1967, musician and country music entertainer Porter Wagoner invited Parton to join his organization, offering her a regular spot on his weekly syndicated television program, The Porter Wagoner Show, and in his road show as well. As documented in her 1994 autobiography, initially much of Wagner's audience was unhappy that Norma Jean, the performer whom Parton had replaced, had left the show and was reluctant to accept Parton, sometimes chanting loudly for Norma Jean from the audience. With Wagner's assistance, however, Parton was eventually accepted. Wagner convinced his label, RCA Victor, to sign her. RCA decided to protect their investment by releasing her first single as a duet with Wagner. That song, a remake of Tom Paxton's The Last Thing on My Mind, was released in late 1967. It reached the country top 10 in January of 1968, launching a 6-year streak of virtually uninterrupted top 10 singles for the pair. Parton's first solo single for RCA Victor, Just Because I'm a Woman, was released in the summer of 1968 and was a moderate chart hit, reaching number 17. For the next 2 years, none of her solo efforts, even in the good old days when times were bad, which later became a standard, were as successful as her duets with Wagner. The duo was named Vocal Group of the Year in 1968 by the Country Music Association, CMA, but Parton's solo records were continually ignored. Wagner had significant financial stake in her future as of 1969. He was her co-producer and owned nearly half of the O-Par publishing company Parton had founded with Bill Owens. By 1970, both Parton and Wagner had grown frustrated by her lack of solo chart success. Wagner persuaded Parton to record Jimmy Rogers' Mule Skinner Blues, a gimmick that worked. The record shot to number 3, followed closely in February of 1971 by her number 1 single, Joshua. For the next 2 years, she had numerous solo hits, including her signature song, Coat of Many Colors, number 4 in 1971. In addition to her duets, top 20 singles included The Right Combination, Burning the Midnight Oil, both duets with Wagner, 1971, Lost Forever in Your Kiss with Wagner, Touch Your Woman in 1972, My Tennessee Mountain Home, and Traveling Man in 1973. Although her solo singles and the Wagner duets were successful, her biggest hit of the period was Jolene, that was released in 1973. That song topped the country music chart in February of 1974 and reached the lower regions of the Hot 100. It eventually also charted in the United Kingdom, reaching number 7 in 1976, representing Parton's first UK success, international fame. Parton, who had always envisioned a solo career, made the decision to leave Wagner's organization. The pair performed their last duet concert in April of 1974, and she stopped appearing on his show in mid-1974, although they remained affiliated. He helped produce her records through 1975. The pair continued to release duet albums, their final release being in the 1975's Say Forever You'll Be Mine. In 1974, her song I Will Always Love You written about her professional break, Wagner went to #1 on the country chart. Around the same time, Elvis Presley indicated that he wanted to record the song. Parton was interested until Presley's manager, Colonel Tom Parker, told her that it was standard procedure for the songwriter to sign over half of the publishing rights to any song recorded by Presley. Parton refused. That decision has been credited with helping make her millions of dollars in royalties from the song over the long years. Parton had 3 solo singles that reached #1 on the country chart in 1974. Jolene, I Will Always Love You, Love Is Like a Butterfly, as well as the duet Porter Wagner, Please Don't Stop Loving Me. In 2019 episode of Sky Arts music series Brian Johnson, A Life on the Road, Parton described finding old cassette tapes and releasing that she had composed both Jolene and I Will Always Love You in the same songwriting session, telling Johnson Buddy that was a good night. Parton again topped the singles chart in 1975 with The Bargain Store. In 1976 to 86, she transitioned to pop music. Between 1974 and 1980, Parton had a series of country hits with 8 singles reaching #1. Her influence on pop culture was reflected by many performers covering her song, including mainstream and crossover artists such as Olivia Newton-John, Emily Lou Harris, and Linda Ronstadt. All righty, I think I'll stop there on the reading. That was quite a bit, sorry. So, wanted to tell you that during Thanksgiving, she attended the Dallas and Washington Commanders game. She performed at the halftime show. She absolutely killed it. So let's go there and hopefully. And here we go. Here's the Dallas Cowboys stadium, Arlington Stadium. Before I do that, I'll show you what the scoreboard was. So they played, Dallas played the Washington Commanders. Dallas won 45-10. So just to let you know that for the sports fan. All righty. And here's her halftime performance. She killed it.
Working 5 to 9, you've got passion and a vision, 'cause it's hey, Texas! Dolly Parton, Dallas. Hey, Cowboys and Commanders, stop fighting long enough to sing along with me. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please, don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty looks beyond compare, flaming locks of auburn hair, ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, voice as soft as summer rain, but I cannot compete with you, Jolene. He talks about sweet sleep, there's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. But I can easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what it means to me, Jolene. Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. girl. Well, I tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen and pour myself a cup of ambition. Yawn and stretch and try to come to life. I jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets, the traffic starts jumping. With folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Everybody working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fair promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me. 9 to 5, 9 to 5. Good job.
Wow. Can you believe she's 77 years old and wearing a Dallas cheerleader's outfit? She looked stunning. Wow. Well, that's all I have today. Wanted to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. We had a good time. We went to Victorville, California, to the Cracker Barrel. That's where I bought this hat. It's a Raiders of the Lost Ark hat. So, yeah, I hope you like it. I did. So, yeah, I enjoyed the Dallas Cowboys game and the halftime show for Dolly Parton. She really killed it. So, wherever you are, I hope you have a great remainder of the weekend. There's a lot of football action today, Saturday, college football. She also went to Tennessee's game. Peyton Manning escorted her into the stadium. So, yeah, so she's performed a little bit there. She had some mic issues. So, yeah, I'll let you go. Please join us again next week at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Take care, my friends. Leave comments in the comments section below. Take care.
What you do, you to me, but I can't let it go so easily until I see what it could be eternity or just a week. But yeah, our chemistry is off the chain, it's perfect now, but will it change? This ain't a yes, this ain't a no. Just do your thing, we'll see how it go. Rush it, don't succeed.